Well, hey there, it's Anna McKinlay here, and thanks for joining me. Hey, now I just wanted to hop on here and share something with you. It's the weekend and the beginning of a new week, and I've just been doing something which has become really a weekly ritual for me over the years, and which I really love, makes a massive difference to my life. And so I would like to share it with you. So, here's the thing, if you've been listening to me, you've probably gathered by now that I'm a bit of a geek when it comes to ways to be more successful in life. For years and years in my life, I've been like, well, I used to be searching for the magic bullet. I used to believe that there must be some magic hack that would enable us to just completely transform everything overnight. I've learned that actually there is no quick fix when it comes to transforming our life, but there is kind of a formula, and there are some specific things that we can do to actually enjoy our lives so much more and accomplish so much more in life at the same time. And one of the things that it really boils down to, if you, like me, are the kind of person who's looking for the secret sauce, the magic bullet, at the end of the day, it all does boil down to one thing, and that one thing is focus. Whatever it is that we want in life, whether or not we get it, is about where we put our focus. And every single element of the formula for success, the habits that build success, all of this stuff, at the end of the day, it's about helping you to control your focus and put your focus where it's going to make the most difference. And that is why I do this weekly ritual every week. I'm a huge fan of goal setting, as you may have gathered, goal setting and goal achievement. But part of the reason for that is because goals help us really focus our attention on the things that matter and help us to direct our attention away from the things that take us off track. And so, one of the things that I've been doing for years is a little bit of a review process. So, at the end of each week, I review how my week has gone, how I've done in terms of progressing towards my goals, what's helped me move forward, and I look ahead to the week that's coming. Why? So that I can be focused on the things that really matter. Now, I'm going to share something with you because for people who do this kind of thing, who get into a weekly planning, weekly review process, there's a trap that many, many people fall into. In fact, there's a few. But I'm going to share with you a couple of the key top traps that I've seen people fall into. Trap number one is setting weekly goals. But hold on a second, you say? Didn't you just say that you're a fan of goal setting? Absolutely, I am. I'm a huge fan of setting goals in the way that works. And in fact, one of the things that I've learned over the years is that actually the ideal time frame for a goal, as opposed to a vision and as opposed to a baby step target, for a goal that we are specific about, that we want to accomplish, that's going to take us where we want to move towards, and that is measurable, right? That we're going to hold ourselves accountable. The ideal time frame for most people for a goal of that nature is between 3 and 6 months. Setting weekly goals is actually a really, really good way to actually undermine our personal power, our focus, our momentum, our engagement. Why? Because a week is too short a time for us to be able to 100% guarantee that the goal is achievable. A week is a relatively short time period, and within a week, there's stuff that is there's enough time for unpredictable things to happen, but not enough time for us to adjust to them and still achieve the goal. For example, if I set a goal for a week and one of my kids gets sick, or for some reason the school's shut down for a day, or maybe I get sick, it hasn't happened for years, but you never know, right? Or the car breaks down, or we have a power cut for a day, which means I can't get on the internet. There's all sorts of things that can happen in the space of a week that are outside my control and take a little bit of time to adjust for, which could mean that I don't accomplish the goal. And every time I fail to accomplish a goal, I'm teaching myself to fail. That's how our brains work, right? So setting goals, and I've tried it, so I'm talking to you about from experience, setting measurable goals that we hold ourselves accountable to on a weekly time frame is not something I recommend, and it's a really good way to undermine our engagement and our motivation. What we want to do is set measurable goals over a longer time period, but what we do want to do in a week is control our focus. So what I want to do is actually share with you a little tool which I've found super helpful. Controlling our focus is about two things when we boil it right down. Controlling our focus is about controlling how do I choose to show up this week for the activities that I'm going to engage with. How am I going to show up? What's most important? What am I choosing there? And for that, I actually choose a weekly theme each week. One theme, one way of showing up that I am going to practice consistently so that I can really get into the groove of that and carry it forward. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, what are the main areas that I'm going to focus on across each of the areas in which I have personal goals, each of the core areas of my life? And as part of that, what are the things that I'm consciously choosing to let go of, right? So that they're not chewing up my time. Now, I've got a little tool that I use for this, which I'm going to share with you. Just bear with me. I've actually got this on Zoom so I can share my screen with you, and I've got this tool here because I'm sharing it with you so that if you want to do something similar, you can see what I do. I find it very helpful to have this in writing. I can print it out, check it out each week. And the way that I do this is actually, again, keeping my focus on what matters. What is my big why? Why do I do what I do? And you can see there's a few things there, but it's principally about, most of my why is to do with my family and to do with making a difference in the world and doing what I love every day, right? Very important for me to be able to show my kids that actually it is possible to live a life of financial freedom and time freedom and make a difference in the world doing what you love, so that they can actually believe that that's possible for them as well. This bit that's highlighted in green is really the key part of my weekly focus. How do I choose to show up this week? And then I've got personal goals. I've got goals across the 4 quadrants of my life. This is something that I support my clients to do as well. And so rather than setting goals or measurable targets and holding myself accountable over the week, what I do is identify what are the key things that I'm choosing to put my focus towards. What are the things that are going to be important for me? There are some areas where I want to maintain existing activity, and there'll be some things where there's an extra priority that I'm going to focus my time into. And that's it. I have at the bottom the things that I choose to let go of. And I consciously make that choice when I make the list. These are the things that are not on my list. There won't be watching of television this week, and I'm going to let go of other people's stuff so that I can focus on the things that are actually completely aligned with my why. Now, you're probably asking, okay, well, how do you make sure that this stuff is tied back to your goals? It's not shown on this template, but I have goals in each of these areas, which I've got broken down into monthly targets. And so each week when I'm setting this list, I look at my targets and I look at what's most important this week to focus on so that I can keep moving towards where I want to be by the end of the month. So anyway, I share that with you so that you can, if you're inspired, if you want to lift the amount of focus that you have, if you want to achieve more each week in less time, this is a great way of doing it. So you're welcome to take this, have a play with it, adapt it, make it your own. And I will look forward to having you on another episode soon. In fact, I would love to hear how this goes for you. If you do have a play with it, I'd love to hear your comments and how it all works out for you. So anyway, have some fun with that. I am going to finish up this episode here. Hope this has served you. And of course, as always, if you enjoy this content and find it valuable, do subscribe and share this with anyone else who you feel would benefit. If you're listening to this on the podcast version, check the description for this episode and you'll find a link to the document that I shared. There's a template that I'll provide a link to. So you're welcome to have a play with that. And again, I'd love to hear how that goes for you. Enjoy, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye-bye.